So let me take you back to 1990, where a very impressionable young man, 10 years old, walked into one of the probably biggest moments of his life at that time. Because for him, what he was about to experience was the culmination of the past few years for him and everything he had been absorbed in. I'm talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, if you can tell. Yeah, that kid is me. Back then, the turtles were everywhere. The turtles were everything for me. They're part of the reason I actually, if not the main reason, I started drawing. Um, I'm lucky enough to have experienced Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in theaters for the first time at that age. I remember going with my best friend to the theater, watching it opening night, and just being blown away by this movie. And it had such an impact on pop culture, period, right? Fast forward to now. I've seen it plenty of times on streaming, on DVDs, Blu-rays, etc. since then. But it was the 35th anniversary of the movie, and they re-released it in theaters, so I had to go watch it. And I gotta tell you, what a fucking experience in theater again. It was just as magical. And I'm telling you, I've already seen it countless times since, but seeing it in theater again just brought me back to that magical moment and how impactful these turtles are. Now, that aside, I gotta say, the movie still stands and holds up. I mean, aside from having the obvious cultural references being in 1990, right? The movie overall, if you just tweak that out, stands on its own. Like, it is a great fucking movie. Everything was balanced the way it should be for a Turtles property. Remember, the Turtles start off as a very dark parody. Oh, there's Salem, by the way, as expected. Of Daredevil and X-Men and stuff like that, right? Mostly Daredevil. It was a shtick on Daredevil. So let me take back the whole mutants part, other than there being mutant animals and the scare here. But the dark tone was where it needed to be. Wasn't too dark, but dark enough. The comedic tones, because it's still lighthearted, they're teenagers, right? Was where it needed to be, not over the top, much like the other sequels, which leaned heavily into the camp. The fight choreography, fucking great. Remember, these guys are in suits, and there's no CGI, and they were fluid as can be. I say bring that back for the next one. Screw the CGI. Bring back the practicality, because if they could do it back in 1990, we sure as fuck can do it now in 2020 or whatever the movie comes out again, right? Our turtles, our cast, everything was just phenomenal. All the voice actors nailed their characters on the spot. Elias Cortez, Casey Jones killed it. Judith Hogue, come on. April O'Neil, Steve Barron, I believe is how you pronounce his name, gave us an epic movie. If we can bring him back to fucking redo this, I guarantee you the movie would kill it. Now, that aside, it's not a perfect film. Again, I already mentioned the cultural references. It felt just a tad too short. There wasn't a lot of exposition on our characters. It was just kind of all happening at once. So it worked, but didn't work. I think it could have used a little bit more time. And then the biggest episode of all is our main villain, the Shredder, who I'm going to stand on a hill saying he has had to have the best intro in any movie for a villain, period. The way he pops up on screen, that fucking instrument going, like, come on. That shit's epic. And every shot they gave him, badass, shot after shot after shot. And you're talking about a guy named Shredder, dressed in purple with blades all around him. Dude, look menacing as fuck. So, when he had his great fight scene at the very end with the Turtles, which was, again, too short, it was cut down even shorter by a fucking Jedi Master trick with Master Splinter. The fight with him should have lasted longer. The fight scenes, period, should have lasted a little bit longer. But that's what we got. And that's the downfall, I feel, of the movie. Now, obviously, you can still see a lot of the greatness that was Jim Henson's costume shop and, you know, little hints here and there of what did they were guys in suits. I mean, they were guys in suits. But aside from that, he pulled off magical moments. You believe these guys were fucking turtles. You really did. So, again, if we were to modernize this, same tone, same story for the most part, get some choreography similar to The Raid, Give the Shredder more scenes, more time, more bigger fights, right? It would land. Now, as far as turtle movies overall, this is still my favorite live action movie to date. I still stand on the hill saying that Mutant Mayhem, the animated movie that came out last year, 2023, overall the best Ninja Turtle movie, hands down. It makes the most sense. It's got the best story. It characterizes these turtles to a perfection as being teenagers dealing with the world, dealing with actual fighting situations because they're in the sewer. They don't really, I mean, it was believable in how they learned how to fight and interact with one another, etc. It's a great fucking movie, and it is the overall best Ninja Turtle movie of all time. And then this one right there. And I am a hard boiled Ninja Turtle fan. So you come at me if you want, but it is, man. It is. Um, Either way, I'm glad I was able to experience it in theater again. I hope anyone that's a fan was able to experience it as well because it was phenomenal in theaters. Great soundtrack. The fight chord, that fight song, anytime they fought, especially in the basement, that dude, I don't know how no one's sampled that yet. No rapper has sampled that because that is a great fucking beat. But I could go on and on and on about it. Ninja Turtles, man, one of the greatest properties of all time. The original, come on now. Let me know if you saw it in theaters by chance and got to experience these extra scenes that were dropped in. There was a few extra scenes that were really, really cool. Some extended scenes, which again, even with it being a short movie, it just made it a little bit longer, right? But a couple extra scenes in there. Hopefully you enjoyed them as well. Let me know down below. Hit the like, the follow, the share. You know what? You know the drill. Till the next alert, my nerds. Appreciate you.